Hi, it's Gadget UK here again. As you can see, we're looking at a Sega Saturn today. Now, this is going to be a bit of a strange well, it's going to be a teardown initially, because I don't have an AV cable. I will look at the pinouts later and see if I can just wire up my own little composite lead or something there. I'm hoping that's possible. Power supply, yeah, same connector there. It's just a mains, connector. Same one as the Dreamcast as far as I can see, and probably a few other systems as well. But first inspections here, yeah, it's a bit battered up. It'll probably clean up. There are some pretty nasty scratches and things on it. But I'm just interested to know what this is, state this is in. It wasn't even described. It was just, faulty spares repair, £5. What you can see, I can't get the light right in there, but there's a little slot at the back. It's like a card slot or something. I nearly said PCMCIA, but it's not. It's definitely looks like a PCB edge goes into it, and it's at I don't know, 3-degree sort of slant down towards this corner, which doesn't look right to me. So either someone's been in here or this is had some sort of shock damage or something previously, and that's like misaligned. Maybe it's supposed to be that way. I don't know. Maybe they go in at an angle. No idea. First time I've ever seen one of these. So let's have a look. Screw here, screw there, one there, and then one at either end of the front, I think. So I'll get the lid off now and we'll have a look inside. So once you're inside there, as you can see, there's a couple of connectors and things to disconnect here. Other than some corrosion on this connector here on the shielding, I don't know if you can see it, it looks largely sort of untouched. So all these things are still taped down. Maybe no one's been inside this, so that card slot might need to be at an angle. But to start with, you've got to be careful. Power supply there, mains in some of the caps and things probably. Sorry, is it off camera? You can't really see it. Let me just move the camera up a little bit. Yeah, power supply. So be careful touching anything under there. Just try and disconnect where it joins the board down there. That looks like a switch or something. Reset is it? There's another one there. Controllers or something. Not sure. And one there that goes to the DVD drive assembly. Very odd. Strange. Connector. Probably shows a headphone socket or something like that. No idea. Right, let's disconnect that. So now we're in there. I'll just move the camera down a bit. Look at that crystal. Look at the angle that's at. I wonder if it was put on there manufactured like that. That doesn't look healthy to me. Okay. Just trying to work out where to go from here, really. I guess I'm going to start with some of these bits of shielding. There's a few screws that are easily accessible on that side. There doesn't appear to be anything on this side here. I guess I'll probably have to lift these cables in order to disconnect these flat flexors. There's a screw there at the front, and you can see that for the shielding. Now the shielding might come off after I've got these screws out, so give that a crack. So there's just a couple of screws holding the DVD drive in these little plastic stands. There's one there and one sort of in this corner here, and then this just lifts off. Just got to disconnect your ribbon first, move the tape and then lift the flat flex connector edges up with a screwdriver very carefully, and then the cable will just pop out. That's the DVD drive or CD-ROM drive, whatever it is, out of there. So let's just put that to the side and hopefully some of the shielding should start to come off now. It feels loose in most places, I think. It seems to like loose on that side. A bit of tape here, down here, that you can see this holding this cable in, so we'll just carefully remove that tape. And hope for the best, I think. There we go. So there's the heart of the machine. Let's have a look. So, first of all, I've been inside here, like I say, so you have to bear with me. I'm going to know what nothing is in here, or not know what anything is, rather. So a couple of Sega ASICs there. Since those are no, they're not. I was going to say they're not the same part number. I'm guessing they could be SH2 processors there, although one's got 6590, one's got 5690, one's got 5688. Could be one's a master, one's a slave. Not sure. Let's have a look further up the board. Move it just shot a little bit there. Yeah, you've got another Sega ASIC. Yeah, they're all Sega. That 315687. No idea. Then we've got a Motorola CPU there by the looks of things. Yeah. 68,000, 12 megahertz. Plenty of RAM chips on here. There's got a load of RAM chips down here. I'll see if I can just read the part numbers off those actually. Let's have a look. Well, I'm not sure how well this is going to focus here, if at all. Yeah, I'm too far away there. The Hitachi anyway, whatever they are, there's 3 of them by the looks of things. I know the top 2 are NEC actually. That looks like it could be the same SDRAM that's on the 32X by the looks of things. It looks very, very similar, the part number there. Don't quote me, that's interesting. And they are the thin T-SOP, you know, thin ones, 50 pin I think, type 2. I've got some of these spare, so interesting. Plenty of surface mounted electrolytics, and you can see in the back end here, absolutely tons of them. No immediate signs of leakage or anything like that. There's a few in the middle here as well around this little chip here. I'm not sure whether it's a DAC or a voltage regulator or something. It's interesting. I'm not sure what that is. That looks like a ROM, I'm guessing. Another Sega chip there. I guess that's going to be to do with I/O, just from the position of the thing more than anything. A couple more RAM chips in the middle here. Not sure what those are. But I mean, the main thing is with this, you know, like I said, I can clean it up while I'm here. I want to do this breakdown anyway, but or tear down rather. It's this board. This just doesn't look right. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see the angle there? It's like slanted. It might be a bit better if I put it like that. It's like slanted. That doesn't look right. It's like there's some plastic clip in that corner there. I suspect there's one here, and I think that's popped out. It may well be, depending on how that's joined to the board below. That might actually be the fault. That might be what's wrong with it. Obviously a battery at the front here, CR2032 I think. Interesting switch on the inside there. I wonder what that is. I wonder if that's when you plug something in, it actually pushes that down so it can detect it's in there. Very interesting. I think the next thing I'm going to do is, let's say, dismantle that, clean the board up a bit, and then have a look at the power supply. Before I start cleaning this up and move on to the power supply and stuff, it is worth mentioning this had popped off. That connector was not in there. That's why it was at 45 degrees, and there was a load of dirt and stuff inside that as well. So that's interesting. And something else I just thought I'd quickly show you here that's I've just a bit of a chuckle about, geekish as I am. This here, this is a fuse on the board, and it's a bit of wire. It's like, I'm pretty sure that is not rated, you know, to specific current. It just looks like a, you know, a wire bridge to me. Maybe they plan to put a fuse on there, but I mean that probably would blow under certain circumstances, you know, a certain amount of current. But I reckon that'd probably take about 3 amps or something to blow that, maybe even more. Well, I've just taken off the piece of plastic that was around there. I don't know if you can see. Those are the Hitachi SH2 processors, clearly marked SH2 on top. So yeah, these are not. These are probably graphics, video, you know, sort of I/O, bus handling, and all that sort of stuff. So quite a lot of chips on here. I'm amazed. Right, let's look at the power supply. So in order to get the power supply out, you've got one screw down here, and then there's 2 little black screws in the back of the power, where the power connector goes in there. Be very careful, let's say, with the caps and things on here. Try and touch the board in such a way that you're not touching any of the pads and things, because some of the caps are going to hold pretty high voltage, especially if you've just had it recently powered up. So there's the power supply. Not much to show really. A fuse up at this end. I've checked that, that's okay. All of the caps are looking fine. You know, the tops of them are very level. No signs of leakage or anything. No signs of heat damage or anything like that, or arcing anywhere on the board. No dry joints. It's looking pretty good really. So I don't think there's going to be anything needed on there. I'll power it up obviously later, and we'll see what voltages we get into the main board, but I need to work out the wiring for that composite video cable first. So I've just reassembled it. I did give this a clean a week or 2 back. You can see it's a bit streaky here. This is just the polish, it just needs wiping off. But it's, you know, I still need to finish cleaning this up. There's all dirt and stuff around the buttons, but all the scratches have actually come off it. Well, most of them have. It's just where the polish is here now that just needs, you know, proper clean. But what I've done here is just, you can see, just use composite lead and just connect directly to between the ground and the composite video out. Just powered this up, and lo and behold, seems to be working. So I've got a disc. I'll stick a disc in. Not sure I'm going to be able to get past this because I haven't got a controller. See what happens. Yeah, really annoying. As you can see, I've got a game in there. It doesn't spin up because it's waiting for me to set the time and date and stuff and the language. So I'm going to have to get a controller for this. It's interesting, the power LED flashes on and off there. I don't know if that's because of the battery. It's not detecting a battery. Maybe that's what that is. I've got a battery for this. It's just a CR2032 that goes in the little slot there. But yeah, the next stage for this, I think, now I've proven it actually powers up, I may as well order a cable because they're only a couple of quid, and I'll order a control for this and take this to the next step really. I'm guessing there could be a problem with the drive, but I mean, it did look as if no one's perhaps been in this previously. How famous last words, that's been my 32X video, but you know, it just looks like it just got knocked around, thrown around, stored, you know, maybe damaged in transit because that board was loose before, and I guess it probably wouldn't have powered up with the way that that was not connected properly. But yeah, I mean, the main thing is, like I say, it is powering up, so it would seem that certainly the logic at this stage looks alright. Could be a RAM fault or something with it, could be someone else faulty. Might even be a controller fault, yeah, I don't know until I get a controller. But yeah, I've got a good feeling about this. I've got the feeling I'm going to be able to get this working again. It's just annoying you don't get any activity on the drive at all until you've set the although I'm not sure why is it flashing access, because I just noticed, I was thinking if the power, I don't know, maybe that, I need to look at the manual. I'm not quite sure why that red light flashes on the access thing there. Maybe there's something wrong with the drive. No idea. I might not have connected it properly inside, that's a possibility as well. But I'm not going to get any further now, I don't think, without a controller. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll bring part 2 up soon. I'll see you soon.